what's up? And welcome back to my channel. All right, so big news today. Breonna Taylor, her family received a $12 million settlement from the city of Louisville, Kentucky. Thank the Lord, we can all now rest in peace. The violence will stop. Justice has been served. It's now over and done with. I wish. Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't even understand $12 million or where they came up with that amount of money, okay? But it is not only a large amount of money, but it is the largest settlement they have had ever, especially to a Black female who was, wrong in a wrongful death suit, okay, if that's what you want to call it. Now, we all know, those of us that follow the Officer Tatum and follow the officertatum.com website, we all know the truth, okay, for those of us that use the knowledge that Officer Tatum has put on his website, okay, for us to see, because we have all seen the detailed police report, okay, that he has so graciously released to us so that we could see the facts. But it is very, very clear that the world is not interested in the facts. They're interested in continuing to believe this narrative that poor little innocent Breonna in her little EMT uniform, holding her little flowers, was, brutally shot in her sleep, laying in her bed. She probably just got done saying her prayers. She was probably cuddling up and sleeping and getting ready to go to bed and get ready for church the next day. That's the story that everybody wants you to believe. But the fact of the matter is that Breonna was knee deep in the drug game, okay? The cops came to her house after surveillancing her activities and the activities of her ex-boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover, since 2016. Since 2016, they had been documenting all their activity. They had pictures. Just go to the TatumReport.com. Look for yourself. The report's there. I encourage you to read it if you want to hear the truth, unless you want to continue living the lie that you've been told by the media, okay? But they had been watching them since 2016. We're talking pictures. We're talking audio surveillance, we're talking informants, we're talking jailhouse taped recordings of their phone conversations because they were too stupid to not talk about their illegal activity on the jailhouse phone, okay? Anyways, they had been watching them for a very long time, okay? This is not something that the Louisville Police Department just woke up and were like, you know what? We haven't killed an innocent Black woman today. I think we're due for one. Let's go. Let's go. I know this girl named Breonna. She used to work as an EMT. She's a good candidate for this. We're just going to kill her. No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works, okay? But regardless, I'm not going to go into the case because I want you to go to, I just want to make sure I'm getting the website correct. The TatumReport.com. I think I was saying that incorrectly. Go to the TatumReport.com. Check out the Breonna Taylor full-blown police report. It is unedited. Everything is there for you to read so you can see the truth. Okay, but let's get back to the fact that they gave her family $12 million freaking dollars. Okay, not to mention they didn't just give her $12 million. They made a few adjustments. Okay, to their measures or whatever the rules are of their department and how they're going to handle things differently, because that was part of the settlement. Is not only that they want the money, okay, but they also wanted some things to change, which I'm perfectly fine with that part, okay? I'm perfectly fine with, making adjustments to certain measures and practices in the police department to make sure that everybody is being treated fairly and safely. So let me just tell you what those measures are. So among the measures, the police department will now require commanding officers to review all search warrants and affidavits for them before they are executed. Now that one kind of confused me because I thought that these were reviewed by a judge. So I don't understand why what I don't understand how this is new, because it's my understanding that a judge actually signs off on the no-knock warrants to begin with. So I'm kind of confused as to why that is a new rule, unless they just didn't have any measures around it to begin with, okay? Additionally, an early warning system will be implemented to keep tabs on potentially out of control cops, measuring use of force, civilian complaints, and other red flags. So this one I'm a little bit torn on, because right now the climate of the world is, I feel like cops cannot do anything, right? Okay, like even when they're holding the criminals responsible, or they have a gun or a knife pointed in their direction and they choose to protect themselves or protect innocent civilians standing around, they still get in trouble for doing their job. So this one I'm a little worried about, because I kind of feel like, you know, people in Louisville, Kentucky, who are criminals are going to read this and go, okay, well, all I have to do is say this cop was out of control, you know, he used excessive force, file a complaint against him, and then he's going to get in trouble. You know, I feel like that is going to deter the Louisville Police Department from getting people to work for the police department in general, okay? Cops will also be financially incentivized to buy homes and volunteer in the communities they serve. Now, this, I believe they tried in another like city. I can't remember which one it was, but I think they had a really, really hard time actually getting cops who lived in the neighborhoods that they serve. Okay. Number one, I feel like it's a safety issue, because if you live in the community you serve, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like twofold. Like, yeah, they're going to know you, but at the same time, like if you have somebody that wants vengeance out on you, they can, you know, they know where you live. They see your family around town. Like there's a whole slew of things that I feel could go wrong with that type of thing. And I think it's a little bit ridiculous. Not to mention, what are you going to do in, you know, cities that are like really, really bad neighborhoods where people in those neighborhoods aren't signing up to be in the police force or don't qualify because of their criminal history? Okay. Have they thought it out that far? But anyways, they're going to pay them more if they live or buy a home in those communities. I'll tell you what I would do is I would buy a home in that community and rent it out and go live somewhere else. Okay. Anyways, so that's just a few of the measurements that they have added to this lawsuit that they've given this family, or that they've awarded the family. But what I found extremely troubling is, you know, they had a bunch of people speak at the press conference today when the family spoke and the lawyer spoke. And there was this lady that stood up from you know, like another activist group. And she basically said, this is not going to stop until the officers that shot and killed Breonna are brought into justice and arrested. Okay, so that just tells you right there that the $12 million, the adjustments to rules in the department isn't enough. They're going to continue the destruction, and they're encouraging the destruction until these officers are brought to justice. And my question is this: whatever happened to a court of law? Like, don't we need to bring this case to trial? Don't these officers deserve a trial? Aren't they innocent until proven guilty? In my mind, after I read the report on the TatumReport.com, it is very clear to me, because you read it in the report, that Breonna's boyfriend that was staying with her at her apartment the night that they executed the warrant was the one that shot at police first through the door. Okay, so you have to understand, he shot at them through the door. So they didn't know what was on the other side of that door, but they took shots from a closed door and then they returned the fire. Okay, now I still find it extremely interesting, even after reading the report and reading that the boyfriend actually dove out of the way to avoid the fire that the police were returning. And Breonna, who was not laying in her bed, came out into the hallway and she took all the shots. Okay. In my mind, you're a casualty of that situation. It is very sad. You shouldn't have had to have died. But the fact of the matter is, I've said it before in my other video and I'll say it again, is You live a life of crime. You deal with drugs. You deal with drug dealers, okay? And the police have to come knocking at your door to serve a warrant. This is the chance that you take. This is the chance that you take. And when you have a boyfriend that doesn't listen to the police banging on the door saying, police, because he even admitted when you hear or when you read the transcripts from him speaking to, I don't remember who he was speaking to in jail, he even admitted that he heard the cops knock. So I really don't understand, you know? But I mean, it's a shame. Listen, I want to make it clear. It is a shame that BREONNA lost her life. It is a shame that she stayed, you know, continually wrapped up in this life of crime. And this is ultimately what happened to her. I'm a mother and I don't care what my daughter does. It would be heartbreaking if I lost her. Okay. But we all have to be honest and understand that if you are going to live a life like this, these are the chances that you take. Okay. Now, once this family gets this money, I don't know if they're going to get one lump sum check, if they're going to get like a payout over a few years, how that all works, okay? But I'm not sure if the city of Louisville, Kentucky, who's sitting out in the streets like, you know, yay, we're getting, you know, we're making progress, understands that that money comes from the city. It comes from the taxpayers. So I'm glad you want justice for BREONNA, okay? But understand that you are going to be paying for that payout, okay? It's not just coming out of thin air. You're paying for the $12 million that her mother is getting. And at the end of the day, after Uncle Sam comes, after Kiki and Ray Ray come to get their half of, you know, the money, and so wants their light bill paid, and this person needs a new car, because you know that's what's going to happen. Is there's going to be family members and there's going to be friends. They're going to come out of nowhere talking about, well, I loaned you $500. I loaned you this. We're suffering. You should help us. I guarantee you they're going to blow through that money so quick. Not to mention the lawyers got to get paid. And I'm sure the lawyers got fees on top of his fees. And I'm sure all these people that are, you know, working around them are expecting to get a cut, you know. I mean, they're probably going to have to open up some type of foundation to avoid, you know, the 30-40% tax hit that they're going to take on that $12 million. You know, so that's the other thing that you have to understand. Then you add on to that the multiple GoFundMes that Black Lives Matter set up in their name. Now, who knows if they're going to see a dime of that, because nobody knows where the money that Black Lives Matter raises goes. But I mean, all that money gets taxed. All that money is going to, you know, dwindle away very quickly if these people continue to live a life the way they were living before. And it's my guess, I'm just making a guess. I'm not, you know, I have nothing to base this off of, but typically the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. And from what I read in these conversations from the report, okay, everybody involved, from BREONNA to Jamarcus Glover, to the boyfriend who looked innocent to me at first, but now that I read all the transcripts from the jail, never mind that, okay? They're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. They're all, you know, doing some type of swindling. I'm not saying that BREONNA's mom is doing that, okay? But I'm just saying, you guys, this is my concern, is that this whole thing is not going to end. We are seeing police officers get shot for no reason. I think there was another shooting today of police officers. We're seeing the rioting continue, the destruction continue. Today I saw a post from Sean King that if they don't, you know, name the two officers that shot Jacob Blake, that they're just going to start naming officers from their department. And if they get shot, oh well. It's just going to keep on continuing because we keep rewarding criminal behavior. And I know that you guys don't want to hear that. I know that there's people out there that are like, oh, you're heartless. You know, BREONNA isn't who they say. Yeah, she was who they say. Or no, they're not even saying who she is. But who the report says she is who she is. And I've heard people say, oh, well, police reports lie. Why is it that police reports lie, but media doesn't lie? What is that logic? You want to believe what the media says, but you don't want to believe what a police report says? Give me a break. If that's the case, who are you going to believe? You know, this case, they started investigating this back in 2016. This was way before all the George Floyd stuff, okay? So that's, that's another thing to think about, is that they didn't just start investigating this in December when she got, when she got killed. No, they had been working on this case for a long time. They have to dot their I's and cross their T's in order to get a no-knock warrant to begin with. And like I said, if you don't believe me, go onto the TatumReport.com, go read it, go look at the pictures. If you don't want to read it, scan through it. Just look at the pictures of her car in front of the trap house, delivering the drugs. Go look at it. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that this $12 million settlement that the family got is going to be enough? They have made it clear it's not going to be the end, that this is just the first step in the process. So we are going to see what else, what other ransom demands they're going to ask for now, not to mention all the other situations that we have going on. And need I point out, before I end this video, I'm just going to say this really quick. But, Cannon Hinton, he didn't get any money, or at least I haven't heard of anything. David Dorn's family hasn't gotten any money. I haven't heard anything there. There's countless other people that have died as a result of this, of these riots and these protests that are truly, truly innocent people. These 2 police officers that were just shot in their police car. What kind of money are they going to get? Why is it that we're only giving these huge settlements and we're only moving quickly for the criminal cases, for the cases where these people really did do something wrong and they were breaking the law? You may not like to hear that they were breaking the law and they were criminals, because all you see is their skin color. Okay? But I don't see the skin color like you guys see. I see law or not law, unlawful or lawful. That's all I see. And that's all you should see when you're looking at this stuff. Facts over feelings. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share this video if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys the next video. Bye-bye.